we've been noticing in the last couple of quarters that the difference between a short-term rental and a long-term rental is slowly narrowing down. Okay, so first thing I'm telling investors that, look, let me tell you something. The difference between a short-term rental and long-term rental is not very high. The gap slowly is narrowing down.
Correct.
That is first thing. Now, there are pros and cons of both. Short-term rental, the biggest advantage is you can use the property whenever you want, right? So if you have a property in Dubai, you want to come and use it yourself for a holiday or want your family or friends to use it, it's possible. That's one big advantage. Second thing is, if you're looking at selling the property, that is another very big advantage, that you can sell the property whenever you want, because in a short-term rental, you don't need to give a tenant a notice to leave, right? It could be a few months. So as compared to a long-term rental, that if you have a tenant and if you want to sell the property, you have to give a 1 year's notice to evict the tenant. Okay. So that is one thing. Thirdly, in a short-term rental, one big advantage is that your property remains maintained, because it's always being cleaned and, being taken care of. So these are the advantages of short-term rental. Now, versus that, obviously, long-term rental gives you more stability in terms of rental. So you know at the start of the year how much rent you're going to receive. So you can plan accordingly. And you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4 checks. So that's this thing. With short-term rental, obviously, you get, monthly income. So basically, these are the things. Yes, short-term rental, sometimes in season time, you can make more money. And it's not that it's exactly the same. Yes, it is slightly more. But it offers more flexibility in terms of the property.
And have you seen the appetite of your clients increasing in short-term rental, or they are more aware of it, more educated in this market?
See, they are more aware of it, more educated. They know what it is. Some of them prefer. See, what happens is this also depends on the type of investor the person is. There's some investors who like to have a fixed amount. So they want that, okay, I should know how much I'm making in this year from before. So I want, okay, if you're giving me this rent, I know it is that rent. But there's some investors who are okay with, you want more flexibility, and they keep selling and buying. So, that's the thing. It's also the investor mindset.
Very good. So let's go now to the personal branding, social media, and this. No, you have more than 85,000 followers, if I'm not wrong. In YouTube, you also have a very strong channel. So how does that help in your job? So
look, social media has become, like an inevitable part of our day-to-day lives, right? It's the new networking, okay? And in my personal opinion, I became active on social media since the last 3 years, okay? Before that, I was on social media, but not really active or not doing content and all. Since from 2020, I started, doing more research on content and started doing content and stuff. What social media has helped in is basically connecting with people. It's like, you go into a networking event or a party or whatever, you meet people. Same way you meet people on social media. Today, you're following someone follows you back. You know what's going on in their life. They know what's going on in your life. So you know much more about the person than even meeting face to face. So, so many times it happens. Today, majority of my business is running on social media, where most of my clients today I am catering to are clients who've connected with me through social media. And what I feel that it gives them more confidence, more trust on someone, because they see me every day on their phone screens. They know what I'm doing, so that gives them more it gives you more credibility.
But from a user, so from a client perspective, also, which advice would you give a client to differentiate what's a genuine?
Look, what happens, this one thing is that the one big downside of social media is there's a lot of fake stuff on it. Okay. And even in real estate, there are a lot of people coming in making, reels and TikToks and all and going viral, but not everything you see is real.
Correct.
So that's the only thing which, people need to differentiate, that what's real, what's not real, which of course sometimes can get very difficult.
And exactly. So what are the tips that they need to look at?
They need to look at, I tell all my clients that, look, if I'm telling you something, right, especially when it comes to numbers, don't believe me. Go and check. There's data for it. There's data available online on the DLD website, and there are a lot of other third-party websites where you can go and check these data, whether what I'm telling you is right or wrong. So don't just go by someone telling you that this is like this. Go and see yourself, and then make a calculated decision.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Next Gen Rentals podcast, powered by Mr. Alfred.